I'm hoping that, our team's an inspiration and that, we're such an upbeat and positive team that we can invite, more young girls to come play and try baseball out.
Welcome to episode 411 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland, and welcome to the WCBL postseason. Now we'll have more on that in a minute, but first, the news headlines, and as always, we'll start in the big leagues, where the MLB Trade Deadline came and went with one major transaction affecting a friend of the show. Stony Plain and Vauxhall Academy product Adam Macko is now a member of the Texas Rangers. He was traded from Toronto for infielder Josh Smith and a minor league pitcher. The rookie southpaw was 2-0 with a 4.91 ERA and 23 strikeouts in 22 relief appearances with the Blue Jays. Calgary's Michael Soroka appears close to a return with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Battling a glute injury, he made a rehab start on Tuesday with the AAA Reno Aces, allowing 1 run on 3 hits and 2 walks over 4 innings, striking out 1 in a 6-3 victory over El Paso. Dawgs alum Tristan Peters has hit a rough spell with the Chicago White Sox with just 1 hit in his last few games. He's still hitting .265 with 6 homers, 36 RBI, and 6 stolen bases in 108 games this season. And it's been a pretty quiet last week for Edmonton's Eric Sabrowski with just 1 appearance from the Cleveland bullpen. He's 4-2 on the campaign with a 3.77 ERA and 52 strikeouts in 40 games. To the minors we go, and the big news of the week was Carter Beck, who joined the Single-A Augusta Green Jackets this week. The Atlanta Braves first-rounder went 2 for 5 with a pair of singles and a stolen base in an 8-7 extra innings loss to Hickory. Another major bit of news this past week was that Dawgs product Eric Hartman was finally being promoted to the AA Columbus Clingstones. He made his debut with the new club on Tuesday, going 1 for 5 with 2 runs scored and a stolen base in an 11-9 extra innings loss to Biloxi. Another former Dog is also on the way up. Ty Doucette has been promoted to the High A Dayton Dragons. He had been hitting .277 with 9 homers and 34 RBI in Single A. Doucette made his debut on Tuesday, going 0 for 2 with a run scored and an RBI in an 8-7 loss to Great Lakes. What a performance from fellow Dog Matt Wilkinson with the AAA Sacramento River Cats on Sunday. Tugboat wins 7 innings of 3 hits shutout, striking out 9 in a 9-1 win over Tacoma. And some tough news for Tascoin's Matt Kootenay as he's been released by the Los Angeles Angels. He had spent 5 years in the organization and was hitting .249 with 20 doubles, 7 homers, and 38 RBI in 80 games split between High A and AA this season. This past week also saw the official debut of the Women's Pro Baseball League. Edmonton's Madison Willen played in New York's opener, going 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI in a 10-8 loss to Los Angeles. 3 other drafted players from our neck of the woods, Sydney Berry, Braidy Birdsall, and Addie Zebart, didn't make their respective teams' opening day lineups, but are hoping to get the call-up at some point this season. The regular season goes until September 6th, with the playoffs to follow. To the summer college circuit we go, and it's down to 8 in the Western Canadian Baseball League. The postseason begins on Friday with all 4 divisional series beginning. We are going to put out a special edition of the show tomorrow, where Ian and I will set the stage for you ahead of each 3-game series. Then we'll be back on Tuesday with a look ahead to the division finals, and then we'll have one more for you on Friday to set up the WCBL Championship Series. And of course, after the Harry Hallis Trophy is presented, we'll have full post-championship coverage as always. So subscribe now on your app if you haven't already. Big congratulations to Baseball Sask on capturing bronze at last weekend's Baseball Canada 19U Women's National Championship in Saskatoon. They beat Alberta 15-5 in their final game. Quebec won the gold, while Ontario took silver. We'll hear from the tournament's top offensive player, Braidy Birdsall, in just a few minutes. And don't forget to head to SaskatchewanDugoutStories.com as we have a full review of that tournament up on that site. The Baseball Canada Cup is now underway in Summerside, PEI. Meantime, the 22U National Championship is also set to begin in Tecumseh, Ontario, and the 18U Nationals are set for Fort McMurray next weekend. A few commitments to pass your way, starting with going yard product Mitchell Rockman, who signed on with North Dakota State University. Dawgs Academy standout Louis Charles LaRouche will join the University of Portland, while fellow Dog Jack Bello is set for Washington State. You'll hear from Jack in just a few minutes. Tyler Anquist of ATHX is heading to Braidy Baseball Academy, and his Redbirds teammate Jacob Borsmeyer goes to Clarendon College. A big congratulations as well to all of the teams winning provincial titles over the last few weeks. We know there are a ton of you and more still to come as we head towards nationals and the end of the season. That'll do it for the news, and when we come back, we'll hear from a trio of national medal winners. This is Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. They are the 8-time WCBL champions, and they are looking for more. After clinching first place in the West Division, they start their journey in the 2026 postseason against the Energy City Cactus Rats this weekend. Get your tickets today at dawgsbaseball.ca. Want to get your business or organization noticed on the top baseball podcast in Western Canada? Have a big sale going on or an event you'd like to promote? Drop me a line at joe@albertadugoutstories.com and let's talk about elevating your brand here on the show. Welcome back to the show, and our first guest this week was absolutely electric at the Baseball Canada 19U Women's National Championship in her hometown last weekend. Friend of the show, Braidy Birdsall, was all over the score sheet in Team Sask's journey to the bronze, hitting .700 with 17 RBI in just 5 games. We first got to know her back on episode 362 last fall, so make sure you check out that conversation when you get a chance. As for now, here she is talking about all the things happening in her world. Braidy, welcome back to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Joe.
19U bronze medal winners, Team Sask. How does that sound a couple of days after the fact?
Still sounds pretty good, and I'm actually looking at my medal right now, and it still looks pretty shiny.
What goes through your mind as you're looking at that medal?
Mostly, I'm just very proud of my team. We had a very young team going into women's nationals, and we didn't, perform as we kind of expected, and the roster was really the same going into 19U. And I was just really happy to see that our team was able to turn it around and compete like we know we can. So I think it's just a true reflection of all our hard work that we've put into this, and I hold an immense amount of pride knowing that I was able to bring a medal home in Saskatoon.
For sure. Let's go into the pre-tournament stuff for a second here, because you're one of the leaders on the team. You're one of the vets. You've been around for a while. What's your message, or what's the message that the coaches are trying to get across to you as you're embarking on this journey of hosting a national championship?
Yeah, we had a lot of my teammates' parents actually helped out with the volunteering aspect. They were really well organized. The Royals organization helped out a ton, making sure this tournament was running smoothly. So in terms of hosting, we really didn't have too much to worry about. We knew that it was in good hands, and they did such a great job at making the girls feel at home. And I know that I've talked to some members on BC and Manitoba and Ontario as well, and they said they just really enjoyed the hospitality and the fact that we were able to watch a Berries game. So in that sense, we didn't really have too much to worry about. And my coaches always do a great job of making sure we stay loose. Like our practice before, we always play a game just to stay nice and loose and have some fun. Just to remind us that, the pressure is still there, but having fun is the main point. So
I'm glad you mentioned the word pressure, because I was going to ask, did it add a little bit of pressure at all knowing that you're the home team here?
For me, I found it fired me up even more, just because I knew that I had a bunch of people that have followed my Braidy Baseball Instagram page, and this was actually their first time seeing me play, and they texted me and said they were going to come out, and I had my men's league come out, and I've had parents of past teammates come out to watch me, and so I think instead of feeling pressure, I felt very happy that I could just show what I've been, working towards. I didn't honestly feel too much pressure. I was just excited for the opportunity to be put in those situations.
That's got to be pretty cool, though, getting a look out into the stands and being like, hey, there's, friends, there's family, there's supporters, there's a bunch of people here, and they're cheering for me, they're cheering for us.
Yes, and I was able to, in the live stream, they actually show the crowd because they have the behind the picture viewpoint, and watching their excitement, when I hit the ball or even get a walk, everyone's jumping up and down. For all of our in our entire team. We've got people jumping up and down. So it was just really nice to see.
Absolutely. And it probably fired up the team as well, because you had quite the round robin as a team, offensively, especially. When you look back on that, what was key to continuing to put up so many runs, especially in the early going there?
I think the biggest thing is we never gave up. Like, our energy was always up, even when we were down, like a good amount of runs that would be really hard to get back. I don't think anyone on our team was entirely worried that we couldn't, be scrappy. And I think the other thing is we had very smart base running that was able to get us some runs. Running really hard when we have 2 outs, or just having heads up plays. And I think just having our bench always up, cheering everyone on, even if it didn't go our way, really kept us in the game offensively.
Mm-hmm. So you get into the semis and you suffer that first setback. I know it's heartbreaking in the moment. So how do you go from the disappointment, I'll call it, of not playing for gold to, okay, let's go get this bronze?
For me, I had to take a walk. I definitely think we had a team that could definitely compete in the gold medal game, and I think our entire team knew that, and I think all the other teams knew that as well. And I saw, the Quebec coaches watching us play, and I knew that they were scouting out us just in case we got to the gold. So for me, I just had to take a walk and realize that, like, it's not over. We still have an entire 7 innings of play that we still need to compete in, and just because we lost this game doesn't mean we can't end on a high note. And I think, we just got some good food. We talked with our families. We kept it light. And no one was really hard on us either. They were just excited to see us, still competing for a medal. So I think just, the ongoing support, and for me, taking a walk and giving myself a little pep talk definitely helped.
And then obviously it helped in a big way, because you not only ended that game in 7 innings, you did it in 5 with the mercy of Alberta. The ball's in your hand for that final out. What's going through your mind in that moment?
All I was thinking was keep my foot off the bag, because I knew I was going to start running to the mound as soon as I caught that ball. And I had no doubt in my mind we were getting those 3 outs. And we had runners on, and maybe we were getting a little antsy, but I mean, at first base, all I had to do was catch the ball, so I had a pretty simple job. And then running onto that mound, I knew I just wanted to give that ball to Victoria. Like, she had one hell of a weekend of pitching. She got us really weak contact. We were able to make good defensive plays. So I was just really excited for her, especially on the mound, and then our entire team coming off the bench was awesome to see.
What's that like when you've captured a bronze, or even in that moment when you're getting the bronze put around your neck, to look out into the crowd and go, hey, we accomplished something. We did this on home turf?
Yeah, I definitely, I'm a very intense player, so obviously I was very excited. But when I got that medal around my neck, for me, it was just kind of a good way to end my career in 19U, since this was my last year. So I just had a very good sense of, I did a good job and my job was done, and I definitely put my best foot forward, and I gave our team the best chance I could with getting that medal. So I had a very good sense of, accomplishment and ease walking off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only the medal you're going home with, but the tournament's top offensive player as well. What did that mean to you looking back on it?
Well, so for me, I absolutely hate looking at my stats during a tournament. They stress me out very much, and I avoid it at all costs. But my dad's really into stats, so after games, he would try to tell me, you went 4 for 4 today with this many RBIs, and I was like, Dad, I don't want to, I don't want to hear about it. And then, after that bronze medal game, I had my teammates come and showing me my stats, and I couldn't stomach it. I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I feel good about my performance. I don't want to look at my stats. And then I knew I was in a good spot to possibly win, just based on like my gut feeling, how I felt very accomplished with my hitting. And then I knew I was winning it because my entire family stuck around for the gold medal game to watch closing ceremonies. Yeah, so getting that award meant a lot. I mean, I had a really bad injury that kept me out of the game for a year, and I didn't even know if I could swing a bat anymore. And then I went from that, in a year to winning that award. So for me, it's just a good show that, short term it may not look so good, but if you keep putting in the work, great things can happen. So, I mean, getting that bat was just, a small award. Like it means a lot, but I was just happy that I could swing the bat well for my team.
For sure. And obviously there's some ducks on the pond as well to capture all those RBI that you had to. Talk about how proud you are of that team, because that feels like it was a very close-knit group that won it together.
Oh, 100%. I mean, like, absolutely everybody went up to the plate. They went on the mound. They went onto the field and did their job. Like, everyone did exactly what they were supposed to do. And, you know, we couldn't have won games if there weren't other people on bag. And, there's people, top of the order to the bottom of the order hitting doubles and getting RBIs. So, I mean, it was just, I'm always very excited for my team. And, sometimes to a fault, I get pretty excited, especially when my sister would drive in some runs. I would get pretty up there. But yeah, like, it just an immense amount of pride, whether we got on bag from a walk, we had a few hit by pitches, or, a double or a triple. Just happy to see them out there doing their best.
Couple more for you before we let you go. First off, obviously this is a glimpse into the future, so to speak, because this is 19U. You've got a young core there that's ready to take that next level. You said that they played in the Open as well. Tell me about what your gut tells you about the future of the game in Sask and what this team is capable of in the years to come.
Well, we have a great coaching staff. Definitely couldn't have done any of this without them. They're very supportive. They want to see girls play, and they're just a great group of guys. And we got more female coaches coming up that are actually playing on the team, that are now going into the coaching aspect. So I think having good leadership is just a great way to start. But also the girls are very gritty. I mean, they don't give up, and we have optional BP, and we have over 20 people that showed up, and some of them live 45 minutes away to come practice for just an hour. So I mean, like, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that goes in from every single girl on that team, and I think that's kind of what puts us in a good spot to compete. And they're also very passionate. Our team's very passionate about representing Team Saskatchewan. We've been an underdog for so long, and I think we bring a lot of pride to the diamond when we show up.
Absolutely. And speaking of, final question for you. What's this all meant to you? When you look back on it, obviously 19 U's done, but you still got a few years left in the Open, hopefully here. What's it meant to you over the years to be able to rep Sask?
I mean, I'm hoping I'm doing a good job. It means a lot. Like, there's a big boom in younger girls playing now. We have multiple Royals teams that are all girls teams playing now, and there's more female umpires and more female coaches. We've got all female, managers, all female teams. So, I mean, I'm hoping that, our team's an inspiration, and that, we're such an upbeat and positive team that we can invite, more young girls to come play and try baseball out. So, I mean, these tournaments mean so much to cities like Saskatoon and Saskatchewan. And there's so many young girls that came out to play. So for me, it's just, I want to be able to show them how far they can go with baseball.
Well, you've certainly done that. And yes, you have represented your province with a whole heck of a lot of pride so far, and more still to come, Brady. Again, congratulations on the bronze medal. Congrats on all the success to this point. Continued success as you go about your baseball journey here. And again, thanks so much for joining us back here on the show.
Thank you very much, Joe.
Speaking of winning a national medal recently, let's check in with Dawgs Academy hurler and Morneau Cup champion Jack Bello. He ended up pitching against the Gulls Prep in both the round robin and the championship game, totaling 9 2/3 innings pitched, allowing 4 earned runs on 13 hits and a walk while striking out 9. He's also made 3 appearances for the college Dogs, including a start against Swift Current on Monday, where he went 5 innings, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits while striking out 3. We caught up with Bello earlier this week to talk about his journey in the game and where he's heading to next. Jack, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Let's go back to the road to Okotoks and the Morneau Cup. You're a couple of weeks after the fact now. Hindsight's 2020. What did it mean to you to win it all with that team?
I mean, honestly, it was an amazing experience. Just getting together with the boys, training all year long is what we all wanted to do. And winning it for the town especially, too, is just a lot of fun.
I was going to mention about that. I mean, how cool was that to do it at home, your home turf, defend the home territory, and win the very first one?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for us, it was all kind of like we felt like we had to win it just to represent, especially because we're the host team and everything. So it was really cool. It was really exciting. Great to win the first one as well.
When you look back on it, what was key to the victories throughout that tournament for you?
I think just like the team chemistry, just all the boys kind of rallying together, no one playing for themselves, but playing for each other, and kind of just like banking off everyone's energy and playing well together.
How important was it for the team as well to maybe set that precedent for future generations of Dawgs teams? Because I know that culture is kind of built in, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was great to kind of set the tone, just like let everyone know. Everyone already knew kind of who the Dawgs were, but I think we definitely made a mark on the history there.
You're young enough now. You've got the possibility of doing this again next year. How cool is it going to be to try to defend a championship in a year's time?
It'll be amazing. I mean, we're going to try and win it every year and hopefully continue the tradition going of winning the Morneau Cup as the Dawgs.
As a veteran, what are you going to be telling those younger guys who are maybe going through it the first time?
I think we just need to stay calm, not make the moment bigger than it is, and enjoy the experience.
Absolutely. You're also in the midst of a playoff run with the college Dawgs. I always ask this of the academy guys. How cool is it to go from selling 50-50s on the concourse to being out on that field and playing for that team?
It's sweet. It's amazing. I mean, all the college guys are really good group of guys. So, it's a lot of fun hanging out with them, and we're playing some good baseball right now. So I love to see it.
How much of that experience is about soaking it in and soaking in some of the knowledge that those guys have? They've been through the ringer. They've been through college, all those kinds of things. What are you taking away from your early days as a Dawg?
I mean, honestly, it's just kind of like good to hear their experience with their colleges and stuff like that. Just like kind of getting the ropes of what to do once you get there. And it's nice to know from like a firsthand experience type of thing.
On a personal level, do you have any expectations of or goals of yourself going into this playoff run specifically?
I mean, me personally, nothing crazy. Just kind of, if I get my chance, go out there and try and show what I can do.
Speaking of showing what you can do, another big piece of news for you lately, you've officially confirmed Washington State University. What made you decide that was the place you wanted to go?
I mean, the coaching staff and everything there just seemed to fit exactly with what I was looking for, and it seems like a great program. So, yeah, very excited to go.
How much are you leaning on some of the experiences? I know a guy like Max Hartman, as an example, went to that school. Like, there's a few guys who know the ropes down there. How much have you been able to maybe lean on some of those experiences and go, hey, here's what I'm going to be expecting?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I haven't talked to them too much about it, but I've just heard really good things from around like everybody, and everyone's been telling me good stuff about it. So, like what I heard, and I thought, you know what, this would be a great place to go to.
What do you plan on taking academics-wise?
I plan on going to kinesiology.
Oh, very cool. Also, Washington State, not too far from home as well for you. Let's get into that side of things. You're originally from Richmond, BC. How'd you get into baseball in the first place?
So, actually, funny story. When I first started playing baseball, I actually was going to a birthday party for my friend, and I saw him playing catch. I was like, oh, that looks like fun. And then I started playing catch with my dad, and then I decided, I want to play baseball, and that was pretty much it.
Very cool. Was it all baseball all the time after that, or were you playing other sports too?
I played volleyball up until grade 9, but after that, didn't really have the time to do both, and I decided baseball was my sport that I wanted to play. Was
that the moment where it kind of flipped for you, where you went, okay, this is the one I want to chase, and I want to go as far as I can with it?
It was, yeah. I mean, I always liked baseball more than volleyball, but in grade 9, that's when I kind of realized, I might have a chance at doing something with this, so let's see where it takes me.
When you look back on the journey as a whole, do you have a favorite memory or moment that really stands out to you? Maybe aside from Morneau Cup, that was pretty cool, but do you have one other one maybe that sticks out to you?
Yeah, probably, honestly, in 15U, went to Bantam Nationals and won that for BC, so that was pretty cool as well.
Absolutely. How does a guy from BC end up in Okotoks, of all places?
Honestly, I've been thinking that, like, to myself so many times. I'm like, how the hell has life taken me to Okotoks, Alberta? But, it's just stuff happened, stuff aligned with baseball, and so happy to be here.
Absolutely. What's that program mean to you? Not just from a baseball perspective, but obviously from the human element as well.
Yeah, I mean, the program's great as a whole. Like, obviously, the baseball program's amazing, but I think just for building people in general, like everyone that comes here, we all get put through the ringer, everything like that. Like, it makes you into so much better of a person and a young man.
Mm-hmm. On the flip side, we all know baseball is a game of failure. What's the biggest challenge or hurdle you've had to overcome over your journey so far?
Ooh, that's a good one. Probably just like being mentally tough with it, like making sure that I stay confident with my play and not really giving in.
Absolutely. A few fun ones before we let you go. First off, what's your go-to food when you're at the stadium as a fan?
Ooh, go-to food? Honestly, pretty basic. I'm going to say chicken strips and fries.
You know what's funny is not a lot of people, you might actually be the first to have said chicken strips, which is baffling
Really?
to me. So do you get any kind of sauce on the side, or is it just plain Jane?
Ooh, I mean, it always depends on what sauce they have. I love a good sweet and sour sauce.
See, that's the kicker right there. I'm with you on that one. What is your walk-in tune?
Ooh, I don't have a walk-in, I don't think.
If you had one though, what would it be?
If I had one, I don't know. Honestly, my past ones have been Rihanna, so probably something to do with Rihanna. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair. That's fair. Hey, it gets the crowd jumping, maybe gets the crowd dancing a little bit. I'm not opposed
It does,
to that
yeah.
at all. So it gets you in a good mindset. And finally, the Dawgs had this one on their socials a while back, and I want to go back to it. What's your biggest baseball ick? The thing that you look at when you're playing the game, you're like, I can't believe bro's doing that.
Ooh, I think probably the pants above the knees.
Oh, you're
Don't
not a
like
big
that.
fan. Oh, okay. Above the knees.
No.
Yeah, I get it. Like, you can have knee-high socks, but they can't be too high, right?
Yeah, like I'm kind of always thinking like, why are you wearing shorts on the field? It's weird.
That is fair. That is fair. A couple more before we let you go. First off, for those young kids who are just starting out on their baseball journeys, maybe they're at Dawgs and they're looking to you and going, I want to be like that one day. What's that one piece of advice or those words of wisdom you've learned along the way that you'd love to pass along to them?
I think for me, it was always just keep the game fun. Never take anything too seriously. Just make sure that you're enjoying it while you're playing.
Absolutely. And finally, what does the game baseball mean to you there, Jack?
I mean, for me, it's always just been kind of like a game. I don't want to take stuff too seriously. Just want to have fun with it and just really just see how far things can take me. So I like to just think of it like that.
Well, we're looking forward to watching you along your journey there, Jack. Congrats on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success as you head towards year 2 with the Dawgs and eventually Washington State. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll wrap things up with a young athlete who also claimed a medal at the Morneau Cup. Lucas Gensler of ATHX Academy was chosen by Gulls Prep in the inaugural Morneau Cup draft and helped the team immensely in 2 outings, allowing no runs on 5 hits and 10 strikeouts over 9 2/3. 3 2/3 of that against Dawgs Black in the round robin, while the other 6 came in a start against UBC. The Edmonton-based right-hander is now getting ready to pack his bags for USC-Lancaster in the fall, working to save some money for life on campus. We caught up with him during a break earlier on in the week. Lucas, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Fresh off helping Gulls Prep capture silver at the Morneau Cup, I know it was short of the ultimate goal of winning it all, but when you look back on it, hindsight's 2020, how happy was the team with its performance during that week?
The vibes were super high. Everybody was super excited. I don't think everybody knew that there was a possibility, but obviously in a big tournament like that, you don't know how everything's going to play out, and everybody was just super happy being able to chip in when they can, and everything was just super high and happy.
Mm-hmm. Getting to the top 2 of a 16-team national tournament like that is no small feat either. I mean, how do you think the team managed to do that? What was maybe key to that success over the course of those few days?
I think it was just the closeness of the team and being able to chip in when you can, and everybody knows that they have a role to play, whether it be big or small. And I know for myself, being a pickup, I knew that I would have a role to play at some point, and everybody was just super happy to play any role they could.
Talk about being that pickup. Maybe the moments after the regionals and you're sitting there going, man, we came so close at ATHX. What made you say, I want to put my name in the hat and see if I can get my name picked for the Morneau Cup in the main event?
It was just kind of the hype around the tournament that all winter I was training, and I was just thinking that there was never really a big tournament that is the best on best, and I really wanted to be a part of that. And coming so close with ATHX, I kind of got a taste of it in the quarterfinal, and being so close to something that you really wanted to play in, I just wanted any opportunity I could to play in a tournament like the Morneau Cup.
What goes through your mind when you hear it's a familiar program and Gull's taking you?
It was awesome. I knew quite a few of the guys over there, and I knew they had a great coaching staff, and they would really take care of me and give me a chance. So I was super ecstatic when I got the call that they wanted to have me at the Morneau Cup.
Very cool. Did it make it a little bit easier for you having a familiar face? I know Caleb Mercer, for example, got to go along for the ride with you as well.
Yeah, for sure. Having another ATHX guy there was fantastic. Getting to share the experience with someone that you had so much work with, you worked with so much more during the season, and getting to see the hard work during the season pay off was awesome.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds as though they welcomed you with open arms. Like it was a pretty, as you mentioned, even a tight-knit group that was willing to take you on.
Yeah, from the first practice I went to, they kind of just welcomed me in, and I just felt like I was a part of the team immediately. All of the guys were super, super nice, and I was a part of the team from the get-go, and that I'm super grateful for that.
For sure. On a personal level, playing-wise, you had a heck of a week yourself, young man. How were you feeling about how you performed?
I felt fantastic. I mean, I don't think it could have gone much better for me, and I'm just super grateful that I was able to give back to a team that took a chance on me in the draft, and I was super happy with my performance against the best on best, and I competed and I performed.
When you look back on it, what was your key to success?
Definitely just attacking, trusting my stuff, and getting ahead early was definitely the key to my success. Knowing like no spot is too big, and just trusting myself.
Mm-hmm. When you look back on it, you kind of alluded to it earlier, but what did it mean to you to be among the first to ever play in a national tournament like the Morneau Cup?
It means everything, and to be a big part of the Morneau Cup and getting so far was one of the best experiences of my high school career. And it was such a well-run event by Baseball Canada, and getting to see all the best players in Canada was unbelievable.
Gives you a little bit of perspective too, that, hey, I could hang with these boys too, eh?
Yeah, exactly. And being able to compete, and it was a great week.
Fantastic stuff. Let's get into your baseball past here a little bit, Lucas. You're originally from Edmonton. How did you get into baseball in the first place?
I got in through a coach named Brad Badger. He started up a development team locally in Edmonton, and he was super well known. He was part of Baseball Alberta, and he had a lot of cool experiences, and he brought some practices that really got me interested in the game, and the love just grew from there.
Was it all baseball all the time growing up, or were you a multi-sport kid?
No, I was a big multi-sport kid. I had my seasons from winter. I played hockey, baseball, volleyball. I was always changing, going from practice to practice.
I can only imagine the not just the road trips, but also the getting changed in the car, and also the determination and the discipline that's involved in that. What was key to making it all work in those early days?
It's my mom. She was a big part in getting me organized, and she was a big supporter of me following what I wanted to do. And I really wanted to play all those sports. So she just helped me make it happen. And I never really thought about like not doing all those sports. It was just kind of second nature to me. Just going from practice to practice, and it's what I wanted to do, and I loved it.
Shout out moms everywhere because they make the world go round, I tell you. When did it turn for you? When did you go, hey, baseball's a fun game and all, but man, I really want to chase that dream?
The first time I really doubled down on baseball was when I made Team Alberta in U16, and I was like, I really think I'm good at this sport, and I really enjoy it, and I want to play. I want to play with the best I can. And after that, I really had my eyes set on college and just really making a run at baseball.
Very cool. What did that mean to you looking back on it, to be able to rep the blue and gold and white of Alberta?
It was really cool. The tournament, the Western Canadian Prospect Series, I got to play against Team BC, and watching a lot of those guys, I learned a lot. And it really was the best on best. And now getting to see a lot of those guys and what they're doing now, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely. When you look back on the young career to this point, do you have a favorite memory or moment that really stands out to you where you had to take that step back and go, all right, this is pretty cool?
Probably in U15, the first time I played a game at Remax Field, and it's a pretty special ballpark. And now with ATHX, it's our home ballpark, so I practice there every day, and I just get to think back on when I first stepped on that field, and I kind of looked around and was imagining all the fans that were in there, and just thought how cool it was to be able to play in such a special place.
For sure. I mean, you're a little young to be on the knowing of the Trappers, for example, but that's got to be a cool experience in and of itself, knowing that, hey, there was a AAA team here once. There's been pro teams that have made their way through this barn, and now the Riverhawks call it home. Like, this is a pretty cool little baseball cathedral in Edmonton.
Yeah, for sure. And hearing people talk about the Trappers and getting to hear different stories about different people that made their run in Remax Field, it's always pretty cool to hear.
For sure. Speaking of ATHX, what's that program meant to you? Not just as a ball player, obviously, but as a human being as well?
They've been awesome. I've been there for 4 years now, and Hummel's really kind of created a place where people can feel comfortable and really go after what they want. And they've been awesome in building me as a person and building discipline in the weight room. That's one of the biggest things I've learned at ATHX is discipline in the weight room and how to train the body and be ready for the next level.
Very cool. On the flip side, baseball is a game of failure. What would you say is the biggest challenge or hurdle that you've had to overcome?
Definitely when I got cut from U17 Team Alberta at Canada Cup. I felt like I had a really good summer and I was really hoping. And then when I got cut from that team, I kind of had to take a step back and be like, what am I doing wrong and why did I get cut? And that having that hurdle really helped me become a better ball player, because I had to look at myself not as like what I'm doing right, but what I'm doing wrong and how to improve and look better in the views of coaches and myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was the on switch for you with that? Because I know in some cases you get cut from a team and it's like, okay, well, I guess this just wasn't meant to be, whereas you used it as fuel. What was the unlock for you?
Well, I was in Arizona with my coaches. We were staying in a hotel, and I just kind of stayed up late talking with them, and I was just talking about what they thought I could improve on and using that as fuel. And then after the season ended, I just kind of got in the weight room and got into the lab with Hummel and really worked on my off speed and commands, and made a few adjustments so I could be the best I could in the fall, and had a really good showing with the Brewers scout team, and I got invited to the Langley Place Pro Tour from there. And that kind of showed me that the work I was putting in was working, and brought my confidence back, because getting cut from a team obviously brings down your confidence a little bit, at least. And getting an opportunity again was really brought me back. And yeah.
Well, kudos on you for that, because it's not an easy move to make, but you made the most of it in a big-time way. We'll get to that in a second. A few fun ones here before we let you go, Lucas. First off, what's your go-to food when you're at the ballpark as a fan?
As a fan, I always like a churro. That's always my go-to.
You might actually be the first who's ever said churro, and that is super duper underrated. So kudos to you on that. Well done. What is your walk-in / walk-up tune?
This year I kind of switched to the Welcome to the Jamrock. That's kind of what I've been going with lately.
Very cool. And finally, I mentioned the future here. You're heading to USC-Lancaster for college in the fall. How excited are you to head down there?
I'm super excited. I'm ready. I'm training to get ready for that, and I'm super excited for the experience I'm going to get down there.
What was it about that program that made you go, I want to go there?
It's the weather there. Is being able to throw outside year round is kind of it's something that you don't get down here. And just the belief that Coach Calhoun portrayed through the call was really made me believe in what they were doing down there, and they really believe in their team, and that's kind of what led me to make that decision.
Well, we're looking forward to catching you on that, or watching you on that journey for sure. Two more before we let you go. It's ones we ask everybody here on the show. When it comes to those young kids who are watching you on the field, they come up to you, they want an autograph, maybe they want a piece of advice. What's that one piece of advice, or those words of wisdom you'd love to impart upon them?
I normally just enjoy it. The younger you are, the more fun it is, to be honest, because the relationships you make are the best you'll have for the rest of your life, and really just be coachable. Like there's no harm in listening to everything a coach has to say, and normally they know more than you do. So being coachable is really what's brought me a long way.
That is fantastic. And finally, what does the game of baseball mean to you, Lucas?
It means a safe place, somewhere where you can forget the rest of what's going on in your life, no matter what you're going through, and no matter what you're doing elsewhere in life. Baseball is always going to be there, and it's something that I've always focused on, and somewhere where you don't really have to think as much. It's more black and white than life is. So that's what I kind of like about it. You either do really good or you don't, and it's just that's what I like about it.
You've done a really good job painting a picture about your journey in the game, Lucas. Again, congrats on all the success you've had at Morneau Cup. Congrats on the success you've had throughout your baseball journey. Continued success as you head towards USC. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks again to Braidy Birdsall, Jack Bello, and Lucas Gensler for joining us this week. And thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. If you like this or any other episode, make sure to leave us a rating and a review to help boost our spot in the old algorithms. We're having a record-setting year on the pod, and it's all because of you. As mentioned, we'll have a few new episodes coming your way in the days ahead as we get you through the WCBL postseason, plus update you on all the news around the baseball world in Saskatchewan and Alberta. As always, a tip of the cap to our Platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dawgs, for their generosity in helping us tell the game stories in our province. For more on our tremendous teammates or to join our roster, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.